Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 48 of the single player Let's Play series. Apologies if last episode and this episode my mic has sounded a little bit off. I've been having issues with my mixer of sorts. It's not really a proper mixer at all, and so I've purchased a proper mixer, and hopefully the next few episodes will be back to normal. But once again, creative has gotten in the way of making audio actually good, and their software has gotten in my way once again. So yeah, fun stuff. Anyways, I have been busy IRL for a little bit, and so we have had quite a bit of ether gas fill-ups. We've got 8 buckets in here in our dissolution chamber, and then we also have 192 buckets in our fluid grid system, or in our refined storage system. So we are doing great on ether gas, and I want to get right into it today. I don't want to wait at all. And so I want to go through and show off a couple of the uses for ether gas. I think I've already talked about them before. The bucket itself doesn't do anything, no need to worry. But the actual fluid can be used for a bunch of things. And we're going to get into those today because I desperately want to get into a mecha suit. I think that would be really fun. And I think there would be a lot of cool stuff involved there. So let's try to get that going first. I'd also like to get a mecha tool if possible, but really the suit is my higher priority. I like my hammer. I also decently like the jackhammer, mostly for the silk touch or the vein mining and the ability to switch between. So there's probably a very slim chance that I'm ever going to replace this guy full time. But it is still pretty fun nonetheless. So let's go ahead and start looking at what it takes to make a mecha suit system. So mecha suit will require, actually we can just go ahead and look at mech anyway entirely, because there's a couple other things we're going to need. We're going to need a modification station. So we're going to need a thermal frame for that. We're also going to need a engineer's workbench. And we'll go ahead and just quickly grab a smithing table for that. That's super easy. And that's that. So that's going to get us our modification station. What task is that even under? Mekasuit Armory. I see. Cool. Well, we'll try to get that one done today. Again, I don't really know if we're going to be able to get it done, but I desperately want to try. So what we're going to start off with is the Mekasuit, probably the chest plate, the body armor. This one's the hardest one, I think. Those sturdy sheets are probably going to get in the way the most. So we're going to need to do a bit of a process for this. We're going to need powdered obsidian, and there's only one way to get that in this pack, and that is to use crushing wheels. And we don't really have crushing wheels extra just sitting around. So we're going to need to get some. And so crushing wheels are, of course, going to be 4 planks of any sort. So we'll just use what we have. We're going to need a piece of stone, and we're going to need a bunch of andesite alloy. And if you don't remember, this is what the recipe looks like. Like so. And we'll do this. And that's going to go ahead and get us our crushing wheel pair. And then what we're going to need is we're going to need a way to power these. So I guess for now we'll grab a motor and a provider. And we'll figure out how to get this to work decently well. This is probably not something I'm going to keep around for the long term, but maybe. I mean, I don't really see why we shouldn't. And while I could hook it up to this system over here, these do tend to require quite a bit of power, so I think it would really just be easier not to. And we're going to need a gearbox and a shaft, and I think that should be it. So we'll put you there. We'll put you right here. Hook that up as well. Let's just do like 128. It doesn't need to be stupid fast. And what we'll do is we'll have this going this way and this going the opposite way. That is already perfect. And then I like to cover things up a little bit. So we're going to do the following. I told you to make shafts and you didn't have any. That's my bad. Let's grab brass casing, I guess would look probably pretty cool. I don't know. Andesite might look better. I don't really care, to be completely honest. We could do this. I think that'll be fine. And then our crushing wheels are going to rotate into each other, just like so. And that looks pretty cool in here anyways, and that can just live there. We can also put a chute into a barrel if we wanted to, and out of a barrel as well, really, honestly. It's completely optional most of the time, either which way. But if we did this, for example, everything that comes out of this would be processed. Ooh, like me. I'm being processed. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay. So, we're going to need to get some obsidian. And I'm just going to toss this up there, and that's going to get crushed up. And if I do this, we can see items as they come through. And it does take a little while, but we only lost 4 of our obsidian, and we got 9 powdered obsidian. Now we're going to need lava, which we already have a couple of buckets of, and I think that should be fine. We're also going to need... Whoops. Let's do that again. We're also going to need a spout, a tank. I think that should be it for stage 1. And so we're going to need 2 of these. All we need to do is hammer them after this stage. So that should be pretty straightforward. If I grab a mechanical press, we could easily just put that in right there and just put another depot in below it. Like so. I think that should do. And so, if we take ourselves I might actually remove this very briefly. We'll take this, put those in there. Tell this guy, can you auto push? I actually don't know. Doesn't look like it. So we will. You know, there's actually something from from Industrial, rather. Wrong mod. That I've been wanting to make, and it's one of these, the transporters. They're really convenient. So let's do these for a little bit. I think these would be really convenient here in this kind of small space. Are you done yet? How about now? There we go. So fluid transporter, if you know anything about like transposers or the what's the mod from Chicken Bones from way back when? Translocators. These are basically translocators. So you can put 2 of these up to, well, basically up to 6 of these in the same block space. And they can be upgraded, they can distribute, they can filter. And so all we're going to do is we're going to put 1 here on the tank that I want you to output from. In fact, I can embed this in the wall if I wanted to, just for, this is very temporary anyway. And we'll remove this because it's no longer valid there. And so what you do is you press the little button in the center on the side you want to insert into, like so. And let's just go ahead and toss these in here. And I've still got that obsidian, so I'm just going to go ahead and make as much crushed obsidian as I can get so that we can turn all of this kind of at once. And, oh, we are out of lava. That was much quicker than I expected, to be honest. That's 4, though. That's fine. I think 4 is perfectly adequate. And I'll just keep the rest of the crushed obsidian, because why not? All right, so now we needed that mechanical press, and we can just start to toss things on here. And that is going to get us our sturdy sheets. Ta-da. Just like that. So with the sturdy sheets handled, all we should have to do at this point, right, is get everything else together. And we're going to need more sturdy sheets when we go to space. I did forget to mention that. We're going to need a pneumatic chest plate, which we already have. We're going to need a handful of netherite plates. So let's grab some netherite. Ooh, we are low on netherite. Can I recycle my sword? I can't remember. I can, but not for a whole ingot. We might have to go ancient debris mining. That's not fun. There are ways to get ancient debris. Maybe we should do that. So there is a way to get it if you just make a brown laser lens and make another ore laser base and laser drill in the nether. That would work. I think I would just rather go mining for it. So give me just a bit to do a little mining session, but we probably will do that at some point because ancient debris is going to be pretty regularly used, and we're going to run out of it on the regular, I think. Pretty regularly, at least. All right, I think that should be enough netherite for now. So we're going to need 2 netherite ingots to make 2 netherite plates. And we'll just toss those in there, and they'll become plates. Easy peasy. Let's also quickly switch these out. I'll probably move to a new mining apparatus here soon for my big mining, like what I just did there, because that does take a lot of time. So it might be easier to switch over to a new apparatus. We'll see what that ends up being. And I went ahead and temporarily stored my stuff over here, so that should be a little easier now. We're still going to want this modification station, and I think right here is pretty much the best place to put this because it's even. You can also see how much damage I've been taking getting burned up by lava. So that's going to make this a little more interesting. So we're going to have our 2 sturdy sheets, our 2 netherite plates. We're going to need 2 resonant integral components, which we already have. We're also going to need 2 of these guys, which we're running low on blaze rods, so I might need to set up a farm for that sometime soon using the same mechanism that we're using for our... I didn't need 2 of those. Oh well, we'll use the other one at some point. Using the same mechanism that we were doing for our bone farm with our skeletons, so might be worthwhile to set something similar to that up. Now, it is worth noting that the charging station that we have back home, let's head back home and just nab that and put it over here. I think that makes a decent bit of sense. And we don't need the dispensing upgrade. You can just stay there. If we grab this guy here, and do we have any form of a table? Like just a normal, yeah, like a normal oak table. Yeah, let's do this. We haven't actually used the furniture kits before, and I think they're pretty fun. So let's grab some of these. We'll do a small oak table using that. And then this was in the stonecutter, right? That's really clever, actually. We now have a portable stonecutter, courtesy of my own mod, Harmonious Engineering add-on, so we can grab that table pretty easily. These are really cute. I think the glass inlay might be worthwhile, but we'll see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that's cute. And we'll just put that right on top. And so now we have like a full-on charging station for everything. And in fact, I might make another one for that corner just in case there's something else we decide to add to this collection. So we'll make another glass table to sit in the corner. So yeah, Builder's Delight is a very, very great mod. Very fond of it. So the reason I did this is because I'm going to want to remove all of these upgrades, all of them, because what we're about to do is going to remove all of these upgrades. So we're going to take all the volume upgrades out. We're going to take all of the everything out. And we are probably going to also disenchant these because this is, remember, really nicely enchanted, and I don't want to lose those either. So we will go ahead and wait for that to go through and do its thing. And now we should be good to go with our upgrade. So let's go for it. We're going to need our 2 sturdy sheets. We're going to need 2 netherite plates. Remember, this recipe doesn't care what order things are in. And we're just going to need that, and that's going to work its butt off. It's going to take a minute. Do I have any speed add-ons still? Yes, I do. Kick this off a little quicker. And there we go. Mekasuit armor. This is going to use up a lot of power, and you can see it even has a cool first-person render. So you can see like the armor on my arm here. And right now it looks really doofy with everything else, but we're going to need to repeat the same process as we go through because, yeah, it's going to take some time. You can also see above the armor bar, there's now this new digital gauge that shows me my charge. We're doing really good with charge right now. We have a 6.4 million FE stays in these charging all the time, and it will need to continue to stay like that. And it's a little bit difficult to keep these charged sometimes. So we have mods that are going to help us out going forward. Let's grab my pneumatic craft helmet. I did not mean to put those away. Where are my leggings? Oh, right, yes. So we'll take these and start the upgrade process for those as well. Like I said, we're pretty much going to need them for everything, these guys. So I'm not too worried about the redstone flux coil that we made extra. And remember, we do have this suite of very good enchantments that now we can save in here for a future set of armor that we're going to have to make and we're going to have to use. Regardless of how great this armor is, there's not really any option. And so that's pretty fun that we'll be able to kind of move forward with this. Okay, so we're going to need a handful of things. I wish I could pin recipes like you can in JEI, like I could pin this whole recipe. You can't, that's okay. But we're going to need those. Let's go ahead and grab from thermal. Let's go ahead and grab 2 more of these and 1 more of those because we will need that. And let's go and start with the boots. I think we've got everything we need for the boots except for the air blowers. The air blowers are something that we haven't really done much with. Let's do this and that. So the air blower is from Pneumatic Craft's compatibility with Create. And this just lets us make a fan using Pneumatic Craft pressure, which is fine. It's not something I've ever really needed. We're going to need some unobtainium for these boots as well, and I think that's it, right? Unobtainium, Yeah, that should be it. So we'll just do this right here. And we can say goodbye. Oh, I forgot my upgrades. Good thing I noticed that. Just in the nick of time, too. We can't use these upgrades for much, but we can use them for some. So most of these upgrades can be converted. So you can see like the flipper upgrade can be converted into one of these mechanism modules, which are not too terrible to make. And so that's kind of the key here is we want to keep these for later because we can use them for the most part. Even the speed upgrade can be used to make excavation and locomotion boosting units. So it's pretty important to keep those around. That's the Mekasuit boots. We'll toss them on. You'll see they also have 6.4 million FE that they require. So fun stuff. The helmet requires protective fabric and marine fabric. Neither of these I've made yet. This is for the thermal series. They're just specialized fabrics for a handful of purposes, largely for, I need the integral components from you. Where do the other integral components go? Or did I miscalculate? I may have miscalculated. I had 4 though, right? I am slightly confused. Whatever. It's not really that big of a deal if I lost them somehow. But the protective fabric can be made like so, and that is pretty straightforward as well, using that rubber that we already have sitting around. Come on. There we go. And that is our other integral component, and our redstone flux coil is already ready to go. So we'll do that, and that. And then your last material. Oh, it is 2 per. That's what happened to it. I'm dumb. It's 1 of these, but 2 of those. So we're going to need 2 more of those as well. Not a big deal. We have a good supply of most things. So that's the helmet. And you'll notice that my armor bar is filling up, and that's fun, but we'll get into what really happens from here, because there's a lot of cool stuff that happens at this stage. Let's go ahead and get a servo or 2. I am a little concerned what's taking you so long. And you can cancel. Okay, I guess that was fine. So then, let's see, we've got the servos, right? Yep, we do. And then all we need from there are the pneumatic cylinders. We already have tons of these from Dungeon Loot, and we'll just toss those in there together as well. So you can see that this has been a culmination of a very long time, several months worth of work to get to this point where we can afford the energy and we can afford the items to get this done. But with the mechanism armor, we're now essentially, and I really don't like how the armor looks on the headpiece. The headpiece is way too small. And you can tell mostly by the fact that the goggles don't even remotely fit on there, which is fine. It's fine. You know, I could install cosmetic armor if I wanted to, but I didn't really care about it. But what we have now is eventually, in whole, we have an invulnerability to most damage at this point. So we could step into lava if we wanted to, and we would be fine. If we gave our deployer a sword and had it hit us, it would be fine. Most damage is going to be pretty easily negated for the most part until a certain point, and that certain point is when we run out of energy. So as long as we can keep supplying the suit energy, we can keep taking damage. Now, if I hit my options keybind here, we can change the overlay. We can turn this compass in the corner on or off. I can change the HUD overlay and the color for it, which I don't find necessary at all. And I can configure different modules on my suit. Well, I don't have any. I just have my little helmet module here telling me where things are. And I don't know if Mechanism has a setting. Client GUI, HUD color, Mechanism suit. So this is all... I wish there's a way, if I do like 256 here, does that set that anywhere new? No, it doesn't. I might have to hide the HUD entirely. We'll see. Because I don't like that it overlaps in the corner. So we could just do, if you have this issue and you have a problem with this as well, you can just turn the opacity all the way down. And that's fine, because I don't need to see the suit values, really. I could just look in my inventory. I can look at my hotbar at this little component right here. That should be just fine. So now we have a lot of stuff going on, but I would like to get some PCBs going. Maybe like 20 of them, and a bunch of plastic is going to go into this as well, because what I want is to get a bunch of the modules for this. Sort by ID. I did not mean to click that button either. So that's going to get us our little from there. We could go for this. This is not really high priority for me, but we could go for something like that. And then we're going to do module tweaking. So any mechanism module can go into that. And then we're going to go for the module base as well. And you'll notice that those module bases also require a good supply of the... Is this moving? Are you doing stuff? Yes, you are. Okay, good. A good supply of the ether gas is going to go into our modules. So at least if I remember correctly. So looking into these, yeah, the base module itself, it'll make 3, and that's going to use some ether gas. Not a whole lot, though. So that's not too horrible. We'll grab some plastic. And I'm a little surprised by how slow the PCBs are to make, but storing, processing, storing. I wonder what's going on. I'm actually a little curious now. It does stink that we're going slow. We'll work on that. Don't worry about that. I don't know. It's going. I think it's just slower than I expected to do the etching process, and that's fine. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make up our recipe here, and I'm going to, for now, lock this recipe in because it is going to be made a good few times. So we're just going to click lock to save that input. And as this crafts up, we're going to be able to get one module. And so the modules, like I said, can be dynamically changed around. We can do stuff with them. There's a lot that we can do. And there's quite a lot we can do. So we will do what we can here. Oh, I didn't realize you could just put stuff in the output if it matched. That's interesting. And I don't want to run out, so we're just going to do that. And I think I can do like a hopper. Or, oh, I could probably do a chest even. That would work. Right here, and then do item input, pull from the front. And we'll just do that. And then output, push. And so now, as I get more PCBs, we'll just toss those in here. I'm going to make a bunch of these module bases because we're going to have a lot of modules. We're going to do a lot of stuff with them. This is probably enough on the PCB end of things. I'll probably leave the rest of those PCBs for later. But let's look at the mechanism modules. So there are a couple that are really important to me. Obviously, the elytra unit is like number 1. We also want, let's see, that's for digging. These are all for the mecha tool. So supported by mecha tool, and we don't really need that. So supported by Mekasuit helmet. That's the electrolytic breathing unit. We want that one for sure. Vision enhancement, I don't think is necessary. Jetpack unit, not really high priority for me. Let's see, we've got the elytra unit. The gyroscopic stabilization unit, what does this do again? Allows users to act as though they are on solid ground. Ah, yes, I do remember that one. We're not going to worry about that one for now. That one allows you so that if you're flying, you can break blocks and stuff without having the penalty of the speed. Hydrostatic repulsor unit, that's for swimming. Yep, we're going to do that. Locomotive boosting unit, self-explanatory. Hydraulic boosting unit, magnetic attraction upgrade, and Frostwalker's not really all that necessary to me. And that will do it. So let's go and grab our elytra upgrade, and we're just going to start going for it. So these upgrades are really easy to make. You just take your old pneumatic craft upgrade most of the time and combine it with a module base and use the pink slime to sort of merge them together, to slap them together. And that's going to get us our elytra unit. Now, to put this elytra unit on, I have to click on my armor, I believe. I always forget how this works. You put the armor there, and then you put this here, right? Yeah, and that is how you will add elytra. And now you may have noticed that now I've got these weird wings on the back of my suit, and that's because they're weird wings. They are attached to my suit now. Remember, this was not here. It's like an exoskeleton, and whenever I fly, my exoskeleton deploys now. It's just probably the coolest looking thing ever. The only weird thing about it is if you hit shift, it stops you from flying. I don't love that, but it's whatever. It's worth it considering everything else that you get out of this. We're done there. I think we're going to go ahead and break that. Experience at this point is pretty null and void. And I forgot we were going to need a provider to give this guy power because we are going to need... I don't know why my Siri just responded, but we're going to need to give this guy some power. And I think it'll accept it from the bottom, but we're going to have to figure that out, I suppose. Are you done yet? Seems like my crafting system is really slow. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just impatient. So if I do this, are you going to connect? No. So I want to say it's like the back or the bottom of one of these weird surfaces. It might be the back of this guy. or this guy. Hey, you know what, though? That works. There's a tank in the way, so you won't be able to see it. We'll just do that right there. And somehow I'm short a laboratory block, so we'll fix that. And so now this guy's going to stay full. So adding these modifications does come with a slight expense, very slight. Okay, so what's next? What's the next one that we want to make? Magnetic attraction unit, probably also a big one. So we'll go ahead and grab the magnet upgrade that we had previously. We only need one for this one, which is pretty nice. So we'll just do that. While that loads, I'm going to go and grab a couple of these. And you can see if they stack or not. So we actually can make 4 of those magnetic attraction units. So we might go ahead and do that really quickly because it's pretty straightforward to do. And I'm going to come back when I have a bunch of really cool upgrades to show off. So there is a bit of an issue as I'm crafting this stuff up, and that is that the only upgrade that I really want the most, well, like, is up there in my list of priorities, requires a tier 4 jumping upgrade, and we're going to want probably 4 of them. And I don't have any. In fact, I think I only made up to tier 1. I actually don't even know what tier I made. Oh, tier 2. Okay. So yeah, we're going to need to make a bunch of these. I don't really know that there's going to be a good way to make them. So we might just want to teach auto crafting to help us out here, but we'll see. Let's see. So jumping upgrade tier 1, that's just going to require a bunch of vortex cannons. So let's do vortex cannon. And then we're also going to want air canisters. If I can just get like 10 of those, that'd be really convenient to just not have to worry about it right now. I think that'd be good. And then we'll continue to craft up stuff here as we go, working on the electrolytic breathing units at the moment. What are we waiting on again? Compressed iron? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Well, while we wait, we'll go ahead and put in our upgrades. So we have the Mekasuit boots that we're going to put some stuff into first. So we've got the magnetic attraction unit that goes into the boots, and nothing else really goes in there for now. There is the locomotive boosting unit and the hydrostatic repulsor unit that we're going to put in there. Okay, cool. We are at the 10 that we need. So let's get those vortex tubes, or vortex cannons, I should say. How much yellow dye do we have? Okay, we've got a good bit. Let's go and make like 4 stacks of compressed iron so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. And then the Mekasuit helmet will get the last of our upgrades here. And there we go. So now we are all suited up and kitted out. You'll notice that my run speed isn't super fast. It's pretty fast, though. But we can control a lot of this. So if we look at the locomotive boost, all of these modules have pretty detailed specs behind them, which is really great. So let's go out into the field and play with them for a little bit. So let's start with the helmet. We have the electrolytic breathing unit, right? So if I go underwater here, you'll see that we're just not going to run out of water. And our flippers upgrades are working out pretty well, too. You can see our the hydro repulsive units, I think is what they were called. We're swimming really fast, and I'm really happy with how that's turning out. So that's going to help significantly. Let's make as many of these as I can. That'll work. They're all trying to fill up. All right, so now with that, we also have a couple other units to look at. So we can't do jump boost right now, so we can't do step up as well. We're kind of SOL there, which is not that big of a deal. But what we can do, actually, let's head over to the end real quick, and we can play with it there. So we'll do end portal, teleport to the end portal, and show off all the things that we can handle now. Again, no jump boost, still kind of a bit of a shame there. But now, if I look at an Enderman, it's not going to work, which is kind of a downside. We're going to need to set up an Enderman farm now, because we can't use that. But if I go punch one, watch how long it takes for this to actually do any damage. It's actually not doing any damage. You'll notice that the energy bar there is taking a bit of a dip every time I get hurt. But I'm not actually taking any damage. And you'll see my armor is taking a little dip here and there. And so it's really, really, really nice in that sense. And so now we can also take a look at some of the other things. We have the Elytra unit, we have the repulsor unit. So if I take a look at the Elytra unit really quickly, you can see it's enabled the electrolytic breathing unit. You can see the fill held true, so that keeps it from dropping at all. And this just entirely controls whether or not it works. The Mekasuit pants, don't know why they're constantly ticking down. That's a bit of a concern for me. We might want to change these a bit. We'll see. So the hydrostatic repulsor unit, that's working really well. And then the handle mode key is important. And we can change the boost pretty high up. So this is the max speed that these go. And you can see it is very fast. Very fast. So that's pretty cool. I think that that's working out really well. Let's finish up making these modules, and then we can call it an episode, because we have done so much this episode already. And now we can just, if we need to get somewhere, we can just go. Unfortunately, we can't walk up hills yet, so we have to step up, and that slows us down quite a bit. But we can just walk normal speed and run real fast. Personally, I hate this. This is way too fast for me. I would probably be more inclined to keep it like 0.1. This is pretty fast, but not too fast. But having the 4 there means that if I ever do have to do like a tedious amount of walking or running somewhere, it's nice and easy and very, very quickly taken care of. Very easy to handle. All right, so we've got our, let's see, we're working towards these. We're going to need those, we're going to need those, and that means we're going to need these. So, grab the vortex cannons. It's very afraid to use these since they have differing durability on them, which I don't blame it, but it is kind of annoying having to go through and do this separately. And we'll grab those 2. And I don't think we're going to need nearly this many, so I might save those because I realized we only need the 4. So let's do, let's see, tier 2 is just a bunch of slime blocks. So we'll grab 3 of these. Tier 3 is where I gave up because we needed a bunch of potions. So let's fix that. Let's do some potion crafting. I think we should have everything we need now. Like, it's been a while since we started playing this world, since I started doing pneumaticraft armor. So hopefully we have what we need for potions. Maybe we don't. I don't actually know. So let's see. So we've already gotten tier 3. Tier 3 is a potion of leaping, which is a rabbit's foot. I think that was probably the biggest part here, is that we needed rabbit's foot, but now we have 1. We have exactly 1, which is really unfortunate because we need, if you do the math, we're going to need 3, well, 2 here, 2 per, so we're going to need 8, and I've only got the 1. So that's not good news. I don't really know what to do about this. Is there a good way to get rabbit's foot? Is there like an Amadron trade for rabbit's foot? I don't think so. So I don't really know what to do except to go hunt and adventure and try to find some rabbits. So it'd be really nice to have like an entity radar of sorts, but I don't really know that there is anything that I can do about that. And this is what I mean, by the way, about the elytra disengaging whenever you hit shift. So if I'm just flying around and I just hit shift, now I'm not flying anymore. And that can be kind of annoying. It's not that bad though. But yeah, I'm going to have to go find rabbit's feet. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. There's not an easy way to get rabbit that I know of. You know, actually, is there a rabbit crate? There is. Maybe that would work? I really don't know. It might... Ooh, you know what? It might be time for a mob duplicator. That might be the move. Okay, let's try to find 1 rabbit, and we might have to just mob duplicate them and see about doing that. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, there is the duplicator from Industrial Foregoing. It takes a top tier machine frame, or one of the topper tier machine frames, pretty high up there, to make, and it can duplicate mobs that are captured in a mob imprisonment device. So that could be interesting. I don't think I have any. I just have the ferret. Okay, well, let me try to find a rabbit then. Okay, look, I might be giving myself some Portal vibes here. I get it, but I had no luck finding any rabbits at all. So I'm going to buy a rabbit, and I looked on the mod page for villager sell rabbits, and apparently Apparently, the librarians will sell a lectern. So we're going to forcefully re-employ these guys. Oh, they can open normal doors. I didn't know if they could open these. Apparently they can. That's not ideal, because these are all normal doors. So I guess we're just going to make them... Are these just standard activation? They are. Okay. I guess we'll just make them into like a... We'll have one iron door, and I guess everything else can be a trap door. That's fine. And we're just going to kind of embrace the fact that these guys can sell good trades, and that's exactly what we want. We'll just do this number right here, I suppose. Come on. There we are. And then for you, we'll put a normal iron door down with a button, like one of the big... I guess that works too. So anytime we do need to leave, we'll just do that. And same on this end for now. It's completely temporary anyways. And we'll just remove these two doors temporarily as well and just grab some concrete to put in place. Definitely not a prison cell, I promise. I think I promise. Anyways, this is completely temporary as well. Once these guys are, unemployed again, I will more than likely go through and figure out how to get them kind of in a happier state somewhere new, because it's definitely not ideal the way it is now. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of villagers up to their higher levels. I don't actually know how high of a level they have to be, and I also would be willing to bet that we are getting close to nighttime at some point, at least. Nope, not at all. Never mind. But these guys might need a little time to reset and settle back in. I also don't remember which of these were employed where. You're also unemployed. I'm surprised they're not taking on a position yet. They found beds at some point, but still. Anyways, I'm going to fiddle around with villagers for a little bit to get this to work. Okay, it took a change of days for them to want to reset, so that stinks because of the other... well, I guess we have the hammock somewhere, right? Did we ever set up a hammock? I don't think we ever needed a hammock in this pack. I think I made one for sure in the Enigmatica series, but we never really needed one here. We'll probably want to do that. Especially because this room is even wide, so it's pretty easy for me to just put one up, like, here. Yeah, I mean, that would work. We could sleep up here to sleep off the day if we wanted to get these guys to cycle. So let's see if this works, right? Let's grab some paper. We can grab a bunch because we're going to use it. And we can... I don't really need the emeralds. I really just want to get this guy up to a new level. So I'll buy lanterns, for example. I don't really care. We have tons of emeralds now with the void miner, or not the void miner, sorry, the laser ore miner. We have a large amount of emeralds on hand, so it's no longer really a concern for me anymore. Well, okay. You're already maxed out. That's not ideal. Because you never did end up selling what I wanted you to sell. Well, that stinks. Okay, let's try again with another villager then, I suppose. We'll leave a bunch of them out for now. Let them shift through their current jobs into a new job overnight, I suppose. So I'll go ahead and sleep, and we'll come back when I actually have at least one rabbit trade. Okay, that took a couple of rolls, but now we are at the point where we can get a bunch of these. And that's not too bad. That is not too bad. I'll go ahead and unlock the rest of these trades. It's good to know what tier it is, so it looks like it's in the second set of trades that it unlocks, not the third or later, which was my fear. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some new employees. I think these guys are going to take some more time to get their trades swapped out, so we will have to just sort of deal with it, I suppose, right? We'll go ahead and buy some random stuff off of you for now. All right, well, that's 8 rabbit cubs. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm going to slip through if I can. Actually, I don't have jump boost, so there's not any way for that to happen. But I can do this. Haha. Y'all get comfortable, and I will give you some more lecterns as well. Should be all you need. And let's see what we can do with the rabbit cubs as far as getting them both bred up and also... well, you get the idea. So let's open this up really quickly. You know, this area is really nice. I do like how that area turned out. Let's try in here. I don't know if they'll be able to jump over this. So maybe we do an enclosed area for now. Just to be safe. We can do it in the bedroom. That would work. So I want to know how old these guys turn out. Oh, they turn out invisible. Okay. That was weird. Anyways, that should do it, right? And we're going to keep this in the offhand so they stay still. And there we go. Now we have a full-grown rabbit. So, with a mob duplicator, we can duplicate them. I think that's going to... Woof, that caught me off guard. I'm so sorry. So we can make a mob duplicator really quickly, and then we can duplicate our rabbits and kill the duplicates. I think that will work. We all know how rabbits breed anyway, right? Something to the effect of they breed like rabbits is a joke. I don't know. I am curious what happened to that first rabbit, but it's all right. It's not a big deal to me, at least. All right, so to get our mob duplicator, you know the drill. We are going to need a simple machine frame. So let's go ahead and grab everything we need for that. In our latex chamber. And then we're going to need the this tier, which we already happened to have everything of. Right, we got to unlock you. And there we go. So let's do a mob duplicator like so. Let's grab our provider really quickly. I said really quickly, but once again, I kind of jumped the gun there. Let's grab 1 carrot as well. That way, they won't be afraid of us. We'll put this... well, I don't really want that to go there. I guess we'll put it over here instead. Right. That works. So we'll do this. We'll go ahead and connect to our main network. You know the drill. We'll put our mob duplicator right there. And you can see it's going to require something to duplicate. And that something is actually just liquid essence. And if you'll recall, essence can be gotten in a couple of different ways. Mob crushers will do it, sure. But we should be able to convert essence like so. I have to wonder if this is compatible. But the centrifugal separator would do... there's also the memory essence. I'm not really sure what works. Does that work? That works. Okay, well, that was easy. And so now we get rabbits that we can kill for rabbit's feet. Hopefully. And they spawn in pairs. How funny. We're not getting rabbit's feet. We do have looting, right? Yeah, there we go. Hey. So give me a little bit of time to get these, because it's going to take a lot of time, and this is not a lovely process, as you can imagine. So on the downside, that was relatively gruesome, and I didn't love that. It didn't feel great to have to do, but it's done. On the upside, the only upside, is now we have enough rabbit to feed our ferret that I captured very long ago. And so now we should be able to tame it after a couple of pieces. And now we have our very own ferret. And we can capture more ferrets as we go, but now we have a friend to join our wolf. I don't know that I can recapture you, though. That's not too bad, though. Will you follow? Yeah, follow over here. Yes, come on in. Come on. Oh, come. I got rabbit. Come on. There is rabbit on the... You stinky. Is it the door? It was the door. That's fine. This sweet little child is now inside, and that makes me so happy. You can sit over here in the corner. And there is one other upside. I know that this episode has been full of a lot of like oddities and tangents and sort of like just everything. But we can now make some dog food for our dogs. So the dog food is just rice and bone meal and rotten flesh and raw rabbit. And as you know, we have most of that in bulk, if nothing else. So we can go ahead and get some of this going, but I'm not going to overdo it too much. I wonder if I just do this. Yeah, that works. Oh. The server is pretending to be laggy. It's not actually laggy. I'm just currently backing up my entire computer, and my network is being torn to bits. Right, and we needed bone meal. Did I mess something up with my craft? Is there a reason that this isn't working? Where is the pulverizing recipe for bone meal? So it's part of the pulverizer cluster. Let's go ahead and make sure that that is the right recipe in a pulverizer. It's 4. I wonder if that's what's been causing issues, actually. Is that it's not 6, it's 4. Let's do that and fix that, hopefully. We'll see. I guess that's been the issue. That's probably been the whole thing causing a bit of a hang-up. All right. Well, that's kind of weird, but honestly, at this point, I could have just done this. But I want to know what's going on. Where are you sending the bones? Are they all just... I would imagine they're probably all going over here. That would be my guess. Yeah, these are completely empty. Okay. So that's what's happening. That's why we had to cancel all those. Probably, what, last episode, I think? Okay, well, that makes sense. Anyways, let's do this, and then we can finally call it an episode. I really just wanted to make some soup for my big bean. Oh, right, you need to be over top of a fire. I don't know why you're not, actually. This doesn't track. There we go. And we'll give my dog a bowl of soup, or a bowl of dog food. And then we'll do the rabbit's foot for the potion of leaping. So that's awkward potion. So another wart. We need 8 of those. We need 24 bottles. Dog food. Oh, that was a special effect. I love it. And that gives them a little buff for a little bit. I don't think that's going to be something we really necessarily need, but still fun nonetheless. So we'll fill up these, and we'll go ahead and make some potions, and I'll be back when I am done. Also, I asked for 8 of these, I thought. Maybe not. Right, so after about 8 minutes of potion crafting, we are finally ready for some of the higher tier jumping upgrades. So we can do those 4 there, and then we can upgrade these to the highest tier, like so. And now we can finally finish up crafting our upgrades. At least the upgrades that I feel like I want right this moment. Again, my mind could change at some point, but this is where I'm at for the time being. Again, I'm not sure why these are always ticking. I wonder if it's because of the speed upgrade, or if it is because of the repulsor upgrade, or if it's the repulsor upgrade. Interesting. Wonder if that's a bug. I'll keep that off for now, because I don't want them just constantly drawing energy. If I can so much as avoid that, at least, that would be nice. And that leaves us with 9 base modules left for later use, which will more than likely be for something like the mecha tool that we still have to make at some point. And I'll probably use as much as I can. It's not my favorite, but we'll see how that goes. So we'll go ahead and toss the hydraulic propulsion units in the right Mekasuit component. And you can see how to remove them pretty easily as well. They're pretty straightforward. And now, if we want to go just completely ham, we'll turn this up to 10. And so now, if I come over here, not only can I walk up hills, but I can jump like no one's business. And that I find pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This one was a bit of a weird one, kind of all over the place, kind of busy, but you know, we have gotten so much done in this world, and especially in this episode around just, you know, general things. You know, armor, getting a couple of components finally put together, and mob duplicator is kind of a big one, at least in my opinion. And yeah, let's turn these boots down to a normal level and wait a minute, that was the magnet that I played with. Whoops. Let's go jump boost 5. My bad. There we go. That was kind of what I was expecting. So we can just leave this atmosphere for the most part. And speaking of atmospheres, we've got to go to space sometime pretty soon. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully in the next one, we can get into some more item and tool upgrades, get into more Infinity stuff, and just kind of play around with the rest of what we got around, because there is so much left to do in this pack. And again, we still have to go to space. We still have a bunch of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care.